Hi everyone, this is Migs from Sneaks and Ball PH, and today we have a detailed review on the LeBron 18 Best 10 to 18. To start things off, if you do like the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Then if you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. Then I'll also be leaving a link to the SNBPH Sneaker Hunters Facebook group in the description box, so I do hope you can join us over there because that is a place where we talk about sneakers and basketball quite a bit, and it's also where I hold my monthly giveaways as well as my steel cabinet where I let go of some of my shoes for way under market value. Then if you haven't already, please do make sure to sub to the channel because it really does help us out quite a lot. Then with that out of the way, let's take a look at the LeBron 18 Best 10 to 18. This Best 10 to 18 colorway of the LeBron 18 is actually the second one in the series because before this colorway released, we actually had the 1 to 9 colorway, and essentially what both of those colorways are is sort of a commemoration of LeBron's signature line, since they did take design elements from LeBron's first 9 shoes in the Best 1 to 9 colorway, and they also did the same with his last 9 shoes for the Best 10 to 18 colorway. I do think that the colorway overall looks super dope, but I do have one major issue with Nike, and the issue I have is that they seem not to really care for this product because they didn't include any pamphlet or any card that really detailed all of the colorways that were used on the shoe. You also don't have anything on the Nike site that helps explain the colorway of the shoe, and it's just pretty much that same old LeBron 18 marketing that they've been using for all of their LeBron 18s, and I just really think that was super lazy by Nike because I do like a lot of LeBron shoes. I actually have all of them from the 1 to 18 except for the LeBron 2, and even if I do collect LeBrons and I'm a huge LeBron fan, I really had a difficult time breaking down the colorways that were in the shoe, so I really think a card or a pamphlet would have been really good, especially since this is sort of a what the colorway combining a lot of other colorways of LeBron shoes. I don't think that would be a difficult thing to do because Jordans also came with a retro card before, and I also reviewed a pair of Adidas forums that had a pamphlet in the box that detailed everything about the Adidas Forum 84. This colorway though is still pretty cool in my opinion, and the LeBron 18 is also one of the comfier basketball shoes this year. So to break down the shoe and the colorway a little more, let's take a look at the tech specs. So starting off with the traction, you have your LeBron 18 traction pattern, which is made up of a waffle pattern here at the forefoot and a milk crate traction pattern here at the midfoot and heel. The rubber on this colorway is also super translucent. I mean, it's pretty much transparent, and though Nike hasn't always made the best translucent rubber, I do think this translucent rubber on the LeBron 18 is still pretty grippy. I didn't really have any issues with the traction on the LeBron 18, whether it used solid rubber or translucent rubber, so this should definitely perform the same. The traction on the LeBron 18 works really well. It has a pretty decent bite, and it also doesn't seem too affected by dust. The only negative though is that the traction isn't very suitable for outdoor use because the waffle pattern here at the forefoot makes use of pretty thin rubber. Then moving on to the cushion, the LeBron 18 features a full-length cushion midsole with full-length zoom as well and an Air Max 270 unit here in the heel. The LeBron 18 definitely has an abundance of cushion. I mean, the cushion just provides so much softness and comfort. The full-length zoom provides that bounce and responsiveness, and that Air Max 270 unit in the heel just gives you so much impact protection. The cushion on the LeBron 18 definitely feels super insane, but you also don't feel super cumbersome on the shoe because you have full-length zoom. That full-length zoom definitely just makes you feel super springy in the shoe, and if you are the type of player that is super strong and explosive, or if you're just someone who wants max cushion or the most cushion you can get, then the LeBron 18 is for you. Then for the materials, the upper of the LeBron 18 is mostly made of Flyknit, and this Flyknit is pretty thick and comfy on foot. It is pretty soft and has a little stretch to it, which means that it really wraps around your foot well. The only downside with that Flyknit upper is that it doesn't seem to contain your foot as well on side-to-side movements, so if you're a really shifty player that really puts a lot of force on their side-to-side movements, you might feel your foot sliding out of the footbed every so often on the shoe. Then for the other materials, you do have this huge rubbery plastic heel cup, you have this textile or mesh that's on the heel and ankle, then you have this fused tongue, thick rope laces, and a nice and padded neoprene sock liner. This fused tongue on the LeBron 18 is pretty much the same as any other LeBron 18 colorway, and I am also super disappointed that no matter what the colorway of the LeBron 18s we got, it still has that same crappy tongue, which is definitely gonna cut up your socks or even your skin. So once again, I do advise that if you're wearing this for casual use or using it to play basketball, you should put on some crew socks because that tongue being so thin can get pretty brutal. So overall for the materials, it's pretty much the same as any other LeBron 18. They have that really comfy Flyknit, and the only issue is that the Flyknit lacks a little support and the tongue is just absolute garbage. They fixed the tongue though on the LeBron 18 Low, so if you don't really mind not having full-length zoom, I think the LeBron 18 Low is a better option. Then for fit and sizing, I did go true to size with the LeBron 18, and it fits me perfectly well. I have gone with my standard size 10 on all of the LeBron 18s, and this colorway fits pretty much the same as all of them. The fit on the LeBron 18 is quite a bit different than all of the other LeBrons because that toe is nice and sleek, so you're definitely gonna feel the material over your toes, and it's definitely a good thing that they used Flyknit because it doesn't feel too restrictive. You do have a little extra length on the toe though when you go through the size. However, I really don't think it would be comfortable if you went down half a size. So for my recommendation on the sizing on the LeBron 18, if you have a narrow foot or a normal width foot, go true to size. Then if you have a wide foot, that toe box isn't really spacious, so I definitely would recommend going up half a size. Then for the aesthetic details on the shoe, you do have a super translucent outsole, and you can definitely see that zoom unit, that cushion, and that air unit underneath. Then for the other details on the outsole, you have a debossed 18, as well as that LeBron crown logo here at the midfoot in orange. Then moving on to the midsole, that cushion is white, and you actually have quite a bit of blue splatter. And then for that plastic piece on the lateral side, it has this bright red. Then on the midsole as well, you have that Air Max 270 unit here at the heel, and that air unit is still translucent. It's just hard to see that because the air unit is black. I don't really know why the air unit is black or why there's splatter on the midsole. And this is the part once again where I just wish that they included like a pamphlet or a card or just put something on the website, because I just find it super frustrating that I don't really know what these are, because I think the point of Nike was to commemorate LeBron's favorite shoes from the LeBron 10 to the 18, and it's just super confusing why they didn't pay more attention to detail by trying to educate the consumers like us. Moving up the shoe though, you do have this turquoise heel counter with a crown logo at the back and a Nike swoosh on the medial side of the heel. This is another piece of the shoe where I'm not really sure where it came from. I have a few theories that it could have been from the LeBron 12, but there really isn't a way to know for sure. Then for the Flyknit upper, it is all purple with some black threads through it. And then here at the toe, you have a small black Nike swoosh with a red outline. And for that Flyknit upper, I think it comes from the LeBron 16 Martin, which had a similar shade of purple. But once again, just take that with a grain of salt because I can never be too sure. Then moving on to the back of the shoe, you have this black mesh where you also have some embroidery. I did see on the internet that they were speculating that this came from the LeBron 15 kit, and I definitely agree with that because I don't think there is any other LeBron from the LeBron 10 to the LeBron 18 that featured embroidery. Then you also have this neon pull tab here at the back as well as neon lace loops, and I have no idea where that neon came from, but it is there. And then for the tongue, it is mostly black, but you have those 3 air bubbles on the tongue as well. For the bottom one, it is this purple with LeBron signature. The middle one is orange with the Dunkman logo, and then here at the top bubble, it is pink with a green crown logo. I'm not really sure what these colors mean, but it is nice that you have the Dunkman logo, which was used quite often, especially with LeBron's earlier signature shoes. Then here on the sock liner, it is a little bit hard to see, but you do have some animal print. Then on the insole, there is a lot going on because you have that lion logo, the Dunkman logo, LeBron signature. Then you also have a sort of mosaic where you are supposedly able to find all of the shoes that were used to make this colorway. I know they tried to put all of the shoes that inspired this colorway on the insole, but it's definitely still super hard to figure out. And lastly, for the details, it does come with orange laces out of the box, but you also have an extra pair of turquoise or aqua blue laces, and I'm pretty sure that those came from the LeBron 12 NSRL. Then lastly, in the box, you actually have lace locks included, and those have that lion logo in like 3D, and as far as I remember, those lace locks were found on the LeBron 12 Elite. Then for the overall aesthetics, I really like how the shoe looks. And if you compare the best 10 to 18 colorway to the best 1 to 9 colorway, I definitely think this is the nicer of the two. I think what really turned me off with the best 1 to 9 colorway of the LeBron 18 was that rainbow outsole. And with this best 10 to 18 colorway, I think they did a much better job just making everything very cohesive while still giving you somewhat the flair with those crazy color combinations. The only nitpick I have with this colorway though is that they made the air unit black, and I personally didn't like that touch because I do love seeing the air unit on my shoes. Then for the price, the LeBron 18 best 10 to 18 retails for 12,495 pesos here in the Philippines or $200 US. The LeBron 18 is definitely the most expensive shoe that Nike Basketball has to offer as of now, and it's actually pretty hard to recommend this shoe because, you know, even if the colorway is really nice and the cushion is super insane, there are definitely a lot of cheaper options, and if you want a LeBron 18, I think the LeBron 18 Low is actually better than the regular LeBron 18s. Although if you do like the LeBron 18 or maybe this specific colorway, but you don't want to pay 12,500 pesos or $200, then I think you should definitely wait because I think these will be heavily discounted soon enough. Most of the older LeBron 18 colorways have been heavily discounted, so unless this colorway sells out, which I think is a very low probability, you should be able to get these at like 20% off, 30% off, or maybe even 50% off. I did get my pair though over at Titan in Vertis North, and they actually do have an ongoing sale, but I'm not really sure how long the sale will last. But if you want a pair of LeBron 18s, they do have a lot that are discounted, so you can definitely check them out. So there you have it guys, that was my detailed review on the LeBron 18 Best 10 to 18. Then once again, if you haven't already yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon for notifications. It would help us out a lot. It's Sneaks and Ball, PH.